You can hear me okay as well.
Yeah. No, my God.
After last
That was it last week. I thought, what the heck's happening? It's just
yeah,
every time you were talking, it was just going to like. I was like, oh no, kind of thing. But
yeah. I don't
it
know
is
what
what it is.
went
But
wrong.
yeah, the majority of the day yesterday was taken with the new garage door getting fitted.
Oh,
Um,
nice. Upgrading the
obviously,
house then.
I know.
From
Obviously, I didn't have to do much, but I had to constantly keep looking just in case I start walking out with like Lego and stuff. I thought, like, oh, so
yeah,
imagine I had to board it up like something crazy. The garage, just getting like fake
yeah.
boxes so they couldn't see inside. If that makes sense. But
Yeah, you
yes,
don't want people stealing your stuff or even knowing that you do that kind of thing. I'm always very wary with my storage locker. I always like keep the door locked if I'm in there, like
yeah.
closed. So I don't want people to look in and see all my stock, and then when I'm gone, they can go and steal it all.
Well, that's it. So
But
I was like, right. I know I'm not doing anything here today, but I've got to keep an eye on here. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So
that's what
oh,
happened. So
cool,
that's
awesome.
it on the day yesterday.
So
Really.
why did you upgrade your garage door then? What was the reason behind that?
Because I think if I gave it a big push beforehand, not even a big push, I reckon if I made a run to it, I could have taken
Yeah.
it down.
Okay, fair enough.
I could have taken it down. So I thought, well, I mean, what a good business expense that is. We
I
putting
was going
across.
to say, good business sense, isn't it? So you are
So
using it for business, to be
yeah,
fair.
so
So
I mean, and it was a local company, VAT registered company too. So I thought, well, come on, Nick, let's get it done. 1,600. That's how much it cost
okay, not
to
too
get it
bad.
done. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. But and it is a massive difference. It is a massive difference, really.
Did you get electric one, or is it just a manual?
Nah, just manual, just manual. No,
Oh,
if
fair enough.
when I moved to the forever home, then I would say maybe potentially stuff like that, a bit more
Sure.
lavish. But
Yeah.
what I did this time though, I made sure that it's a 2/3, 1/3 split. So in the past, I had half and half. So really, when opening the garage door, you could
Mm,
generally see what's inside. But now with a 1/3, 2/3 splits, you really cannot see what's inside. So
sure.
that's made a big difference.
Okay, makes sense.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, I mean, you only need one person, innit? You only need one person to have a look and thinking, yeah, what's in there? Kind of thing.
These days as well, there's so much. I mean, you probably noticed in supermarkets and places like that, they've all now
Yeah.
got the barriers, like almost like an airport, because there's so much theft. There's an Asda near me in Hyson Green, which is the place in Nottingham. It's a rough area that's been like that, and they must get so much theft. Every time I go in there, I see or witness someone shoplifting.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah, either they pretend to pay on the self checkout and then
And just
leave, then
walking
walk
away,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone arguing with the security, and the security was basically saying, "Well, technically, this is theft because you're not paid." And the woman was like, "Oh no, if your machine doesn't accept my payment, then that's not my fault." I'm like,
No way.
"Yeah." I've
Oh,
seen people like grabbed because they're running out of stuff. It's just kind of crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Every time I go there, it's
people
also a
don't care, do
great
they?
store as well because there's always items in there to buy. So it's like probably the last Asda that anyone goes to, or that used to be until I mention it now. Um, because I guess it's quite a poor area, let's put it like that.
Yeah, I get what
So
you mean,
yeah,
yeah.
if you go in there, you can see like all the milk powder. Every single one of them has a security tag on it.
Wow.
They must have spent quite
Wow.
a lot of money on security tags.
Wow.
So you see these hundreds of milk powders, then every single one's got a security tag on it.
That's mad.
So yeah, it is. Yeah,
To be fair, it is quite pricey. Like we used it the little one. We're talking about
yeah,
10 quid a pop. So it's
yeah.
pricey.
So yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because at the same time, you feel like, oh, if they feel like they need to steal it, then maybe they do need to feed their baby. But at the same time, obviously, they need to cover their costs and for theft and stuff. So
It's
it's a
mad.
tricky one, isn't it? But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you've seen security and theft is massive at the
I
moment. That's
know.
something I'm
So
definitely worried about.
I
That's why
just
I've got
thought,
insurance and stuff.
I
Because
know.
unfortunately, you can't do anything nice these days. There's always someone out there who wants to ruin what you're doing. It's
How
not like
much is your
so
insurance,
much
by the way?
money. Sorry.
How much is your insurance?
So for my storage locker,
Oh, yeah,
it's
you've got the storage having into.
330, I think, something like that for 30 grand, something around
That's
there.
not bad,
So
yeah.
no, it's okay. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of stipulations in there, but yeah, it should
I
hopefully
know.
cover it.
Mine's 550, but it includes all the private label stuff.
Okay, yeah,
You know
that's
what I
good.
mean? So I think I was very naughty. I'm not going to lie. I only got insurance after I did my private label. Before that, I was running without insurance, the business,
Yeah,
which is very, very naughty.
yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
going to
it's
be doing the
just
same.
yeah,
So does that include public liability? That's the main
yeah.
thing,
It's
isn't it?
exactly that's
That's a
law.
tricky one. I don't know where I'd stand with how because as a reseller, I'm selling, let's say, some perfume. I
No,
don't
what
know.
could go wrong? It's just, I mean,
Well,
I
is
guess
it
when
my
you're selling under your own
responsibility?
brand, I guess
Yeah,
it
of
is.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
definitely under your own brand. But yeah, it's a tricky one. I'm not sure what the answer is to that. I probably should get public liability insurance, but yeah, for right now it's just content insurance to stop people, just in case they steal stuff.
yeah,
That's the main thing. But because yeah, unfortunately these days it's not a nice world when it comes to these kind of things. A lot of people are struggling basically, so they see an opportunity, they
yeah.
can take it. So, which is a shame, but then you got people like us just trying to earn a living, hustling, very
It's mad.
small business,
It's
and
mad.
then you know,
Has your sales got? Mine is weird. Okay, obviously I'm having a good April, yeah, but it is weird. Like I'm all the way till 3-4 o'clock. I'm at 200 quid, 3-4 o'clock, yeah, and then
okay.
suddenly I'm getting to 800, 900 at the end of the day. So it's almost like people are just coming out from school or coming back from like work and just go bananas.
It makes
Seriously.
sense, I guess, with the weather being nice, maybe. But no, my sales have been pretty consistent. The beginning of the month was a little bit slower, but then after the first 3 or 4 days, it picked up again. So I'm on, well, 16,500 in sales, 4,000 profit, something like that so far.
Nice. I
So I
mean,
can't complain.
I think we've got some. I'm It's only because I did a session for the free group, and basically they were asking me how much have you got in. You know, what I mean, it's just
Mm.
it's a proper nice question. You know, how much have you got in in Amazon? So I said to them, like,
Oh,
obviously I've
sure,
got.
yeah.
So I was telling them I've got 15,000 worth in stock, so that's why I had the numbers there. I am month to date. I'm 7,258 sales, 1,753 profit.
Nice.
So I don't think our figures are too far away. So obviously,
No, no.
if you double that, so I'm just thinking the ROI. Obviously, the figures are away. The figures are a good like 10K
Yeah.
away, but like the ROI is not too
Yeah, so my ROI is
different.
65 this month.
Yeah.
So I just got a sale right now. Actually, I just made, as we're talking right now, I've made £6.26 profit
Woo.
on a, I can't say what it is really. I don't want to give away my store, but it's some sort of
Oh,
miniature sort of board gaming
locomotive.
thing. So, but yeah, in terms of stock, I've got in there quite a lot. I've got £68,000 worth of stuff in Amazon
Is that
right
resale
now.
value or cost of goods?
That's cost of goods. Yeah,
Yeah,
resale value is much higher than that, but obviously some of the stuff's overpriced. Like
yeah.
waiting for like resale is 135 or 134,
Nice.
but I wouldn't. That's with a pinch of salt though, because
Yeah,
obviously on
yeah, I
some
get
stuff
it
it's
though, but it's
too.
just for people to know the numbers. I mean, the
Yeah,
figures for me is the cost of goods. The cost of goods is the 15K. That's how much I've got into Amazon at the moment in time.
yeah. So if you run
Um,
off like 60% ROI, then I've realistically got maybe about 40,000 of profit there. So maybe about 100,000 in resale. Because
yeah,
obviously right now I've got stuff that's priced way higher than the buy box that I'm waiting for the stuff to
waiting
come
for it
back
to go.
in. So that resale price really isn't
And
that.
forgive me if it looks like you've got more stock behind you than
I'm clearing out. I've got a few
I
boxes
thought you
I'm
were clearing
actually
out. I
clearing
thought you
out.
were clearing
Yeah.
out. It looks like it's got even
I
more
don't think I've
stock
had
there.
any stock delivered. I've just got a load of stock in here, and I've got a load in my bedroom as well, in the more shelves. Mostly returns that I need to deal with. I actually got a funny story about a return, actually, I was going to mention last time, but lucky I didn't because we had to refilm. But so I sold an Oral-B tooth. So toothbrushes are the worst thing to sell. I made a lot of money off electronic toothbrushes, especially when Lloyd's Pharmacy were doing that massive sale where they were selling them for really cheap. Anyway, I sold one on eBay, and this guy like used it for like 9 months, and so I used Joe Lister, by the way, to do this. So I'm sure you'll put a link in the description for that. But yeah, so this guy returned. He was like, "Oh, it stopped working," and I was like, "Okay, I'll deal with the return." I took it back. So he sent it back to me, this electronic toothbrush with the toothbrush head on it, like in an envelope. And obviously, the envelope was all torn by the time it turned up. And this toothbrush was disgusting. So I literally just
Oh,
like poured it into a box without really looking at it and sent it off to Oral B. So he bought like an IO3 or an IO4, which is like a lower end model one. Anyway, turns out Oral B, they just did a replacement. They didn't have that one in stock, so they sent the top model back, an
no
IO9, which
way.
is like 300 quid. Anyway, I sent this off to the guy, and the first thing he said, and I'm like, "Oh, you're lucky, mate. They didn't have it in stock. You get an upgraded model." First thing he said is, "Where the hell is my toothbrush head? I'm now out of pocket." I'm like, "What are you talking
No
about?"
way.
I'm like, because obviously they at RLB they just threw it away. I'm like, mate, they threw it away. It was obviously like it was disgusting. And he's like, "Oh, I'm now out of money. I want you to send me a new toothbrush head." I'm like, "Mate, you just got an upgraded toothbrush."
Wow.
And I've also dealt with your warranty return as well. I should have told you to do it yourself. But yeah, he kept saying, "Oh no, I'm out of money now. I'm going to report you to eBay. I'm going to not Better Business Bureau, like trading standards." I'm like, "Mate, go ahead then." And do you know what I had actually had since about toothbrush heads here? But I was like, "There's no freaking way I'm
No
sending you
way.
anything after that." But yeah, it just shows you some people are just absolute
Wow, absolute scum.
douchebag. Yeah, I'm like, you just got a £300 toothbrush there, and you're worried about your excuse me,
Your
your
head.
toothbrush head. That is a
Manky as.
consumable as well. You meant to replace them every 3 months. This one looked like it'd been used for like 9 months the whole time without being replaced.
And the whole
So
family,
yeah,
the whole family's been
yeah,
using the same.
probably yeah. So I just remember thinking,
I'm
what an
surprised. I'm
absolute
surprised you didn't actually just refund him and sell the other one separately. I'm surprised you just didn't refund it yet.
no. I just sent it to him. It's fine. I was like, oh, interesting, because I've got a bunch more I need to send back. So yeah, I've
Wow.
had quite a few returns, and obviously those kind of things
I've
that.
never sent an item back for warranty, believe it or not. I might make me thinking of,
Well, you
yeah.
should really. I don't do it very often, but it's obviously this person. For some reason, I sold it through eBay. It was back when I was new. I should have just sold them on, because I was like, oh, I've got quite a few of these. I don't want to wait on Amazon. I'll do eBay as well. In realistically, I should have just waited for Amazon and just sold
Yeah.
them there. But I was like, oh, I'll sell them on eBay as well. And yeah, dealt with his warranty for him. And then he was just like, it just shows you give people an inch, they take a mile. I was like, really? It's
Yeah.
just,
With
what a
everything though, Simon, that's with everything, with anything you do. You give somebody an inch, you just give like he's and then XYZ, can I have XYZ?
Yeah. So I just remember, and in the end, he did back down. So I was like, mate, do what you want, report me, do what you want. I'm not sending you a toothbrush head, no matter what. Even though I've got a bunch with me, I'm not sending you one.
Wow.
Out of principle at this
You should have
point.
sent the one that you've been using yourself. Just send him a used one
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
So no, I said I'll still, if you get any more warranty claims in the next 3 months, that's fine. But I'm not doing it on the toothbrush head. So I tried to keep it. Yeah, I was in disbelief at this guy. I was like, what an absolute. What more do you want? I was like, oh, I've gone above and beyond for you. He's like, no, you haven't. You've done exactly what you meant. Anyway, so yeah, it was a kind of fun
Wow.
story. One of my many return stories. I've told you about
That's
the drone
insane
one,
though.
I'm
That is
sure.
absolutely insane. Sorry?
Have I told you about the drone one where the guy crashed? I sold a drone, and the guy crashed it. He was actually still logged, so he sent it back to me, obviously through Amazon. He was actually still logged in on the controller, so I could see his flight path and how it actually crashed. Basically, I think he was too low, and it like crashed into a house or something. And obviously, got this drone back from Amazon, and it was just trashed because
Trans.
it's being crashed. And obviously, Amazon don't refund for customer damage, do they? So fortunately, I got that one quite cheap, so it wasn't too bad. But it was an Argos misprice. So I
Nothing.
managed to make my money back on it. But
Nothing
yeah,
missing.
returns can be a total pain. I'm sure you've got some few back. Obviously your Lego one we
Yeah, it's
talked about.
just with the Lego, but I mean,
Yeah, people
I'm very
stealing
lucky. I'm very
minifigures.
lucky, and I'll be honest with you. Since switching to PL, it's a matter of like knowing the item inside that, so you can see clearly if there's something wrong with the item.
Yeah,
And because I've not gone crazy really for branding my items or unique packaging kind of thing, it's just a matter of just cleaning it, another poly bag, off it goes back in again,
sure.
kind
Yeah,
of thing. So that's been quite good. I think the last podcast that we've not put out, I think you were mentioning like, is there any point even if it's that 30p, your cost of good is like 30p? I was like,
yeah,
well, yeah, it might mean I'm not out of stock kind of thing. I don't know.
yeah.
That's
True.
size or anything.
Yeah, I've been speaking to Adam, and that was one of the guys who I had on my YouTube channel a few weeks back. He does private label as well, and he's been struggling to keep stuff in stock. Someone to fly stock in. Do like a big sea shipment, and then also get some sent in via air.
Mhm.
Because going out of stock seems to be the worst thing you can do on Amazon.
Well,
So
you
they're
lose all
gonna,
your money for advertising. All the money
yeah,
that you've paid for advertising, that's gone.
yeah,
Then Amazon will penalise you. In fact,
yeah.
I've seen it, Simon. Obviously, I've been doing a few unique bundles the last couple of weeks, and the difference between me, I was selling 15 a day of the unique bundle, which is
Oh wow,
brilliant.
they're
Okay,
going
yeah,
well.
yeah, it
That's
is doing
amazing.
quite well. It's quite nice, really. So and then I went down to two. I'd been sending stuff in, okay, but I only had two. For a day, I sold one. For a day or two, I sold one. Once the other one was checked in, straight away Amazon pushed it again, and I had 10 items selling. So I thought it was like wow, because I don't know for yourself, but I've experienced a very very slow check-in day, a very lot of slow check-ins.
Yeah, I think I have as well. It's difficult because I try and send every day, so I don't know exactly. Like I've got some emails here. They've just checked some in at 1 o'clock and like
Yeah.
1. I don't know if when they were sent in, but yeah, I think I have noticed a bit
I
of a
can imagine
slow.
you with like 6 different monitors there. How many have you
So
got?
I've only got 3. The front one here, one on the left, one on the right.
I
So
just
yeah.
imagine it's 6 different monitors like
It
tracking
is.
stuff.
My desk is full though. I've got all the monitors. I've got a light up here for the obviously podcasting. I've now got 2 cameras, which is really difficult to position them. And I also got some Lego above me as well.
Oh,
So,
nice.
which is like a shelf, and I'm on a standing desk. So unfortunately, if I raise the desk too high, it
Is it
starts
just
bashing into the Lego. So yeah, because I've got the camera, tripods and stuff. So yeah, I'm overloading my desk with the stuff. Obviously, the microphone, like you, I've got the. Sorry, it's probably really creaky.
It
People,
was
sorry
actually.
about that.
I thought,
Yeah,
what's she doing?
yeah.
I thought, what's she actually
Sorry
flipping
about
out?
that, guys. For people wearing headphones, I need to oil that. I've got like a good one that's meant to be like
You got a WD-40.
non-creaky. Yeah. So yeah, it's no, my desk is definitely overloaded. But yeah, only 3 monitors though. So, but it's good that your bundles are doing so well. That's kind of crazy. And yeah, Amazon.
Yeah, I was. It's
It
very,
makes
very interesting. So go for
yeah,
it.
it makes sense that you think about it. Amazon, if you only send one item in, they're not gonna. Why would they even bother
Yeah,
pushing
what?
you
I know
or
exactly. Yeah,
giving you the buy box versus someone else? So I mean, I did a video all about the buy box, and I was like, I've always had the best success on buy box. Owning the buy box the majority of the time when I've got lots of stock in there, and I'm always in stock.
yeah,
So if you go out, because that's what Amazon want, they want consistency, they want reliability for their customers. That's what they want. And they want to be able to distribute your stock
yeah.
throughout the country as well, so they can give the best customer. It's all about customer service, isn't it? It's all about customer satisfaction, customer service. So that as long as you keep that in mind, and yeah, they don't like when you go out of stock. Because if you go out of stock, they'd rather push someone else's product that's
Yeah.
always in stock. So yeah, it's not a good thing to go out of stock. You should do everything you can do to stay in stock.
Mm. It's weird.
I think
Obviously,
anyway.
you're talking about distribution. Obviously, we've mentioned a few times this week. I was talking to you about Pan EU and potentially making that jump. And
Yeah.
funny enough, I was speaking to my Greek friend. He lives in Crete, and he was mentioning to us. He says because I mentioned obviously he's very successful. Believe it or not, he's got an accounting office, but in Greece, and
Okay.
that's what his job is. And I was talking to him how I'm thinking of just trying also doing Pan EU, registering for VAT in Germany and doing Pan EU, the private label. And he says, well, it would make sense because the amount of times that he says, from Amazon Germany, because I'm pretty sure that the rates will be like ordering from local. That would be the case. For somebody from Greece ordering from Amazon Germany would be like a local rate kind of thing. I
Yeah.
think that's the benefit on it. And I guess like obviously the only thing that's putting me off is it's what put me off when I first started Amazon, where I don't know how much it's going to cost me to create a shipment from here and send it to Germany. There's no, I'm trying to find that information everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
So
obviously, go for it. Yeah,
I tried to create. I was for my product. I was sending it. I thought, I'll just create a shipment from UK to Germany. Look at UPS and stuff. Or it was very expensive. It wasn't worth it. If you're going to do Pan EU, you have to get it sent from China direct to Germany. I don't
yeah.
see another way to do it.
So there's no a partner carrier. You know how we get the partner carrier with UPS and they get like the £3
From
60.
what I remember, I mean, it's been a while since I've done it. I mean, I can try it now as we're
Yeah.
talking. But I remember it being very expensive and thinking it was like, I think it was like 50 quid for a standard box or something crazy like
Oh
that.
wow.
Something crazy. I don't think they even offer partner carrier. I think you then have to do it through your own one, and that's why it's so expensive. I don't think it's an offer they do
So it
for
would be the case of
for
just doing private
EFN
label then.
anyway.
Yeah, so
That's
it
for
would be a
EFN.
case of just doing private label for Panda EU for myself.
Oh yeah, and obviously doing Panini. But yeah, so yeah, I think you'd have to get it sent from
From
unless your profit margin's so high. But to be honest, I mean, you probably would get more sales through Panini. It probably does put people off having to like
Because
pay
it's weird
more
because
shipping and
I
stuff.
am getting
But
private label sales with EFN, believe it or not,
yeah,
and
yeah, you will do.
with
Yeah,
no advertising,
it's a
nothing. You
good
know what
way
I
to
mean?
test it and then go, okay, if EFN's working well, I don't know what sales uplift you'd see. Maybe it'd double. Maybe it'd even go up more than that. Because remember, the main thing about UK is that it's Prime. That's why people use
Yeah,
Amazon is Prime, next day delivery. So if you can then offer that for your product in Germany, the next day delivery, you
it's
probably
very.
see like
I'm just
a
thinking just
two to
something
five
different,
x.
Simon. If that makes
Yeah,
sense, just something to. I mean, I guess obviously, it's just have I got my finger too many too, too many things? I don't know. It's just, but
no,
I just
it,
it would
you've
scale the
already.
business.
It makes more sense. So obviously, getting another product is a lot of work involved. With that
Yeah,
pictures, listing, all that kind of stuff. Whereas with this, I
it
mean,
would
there
just
probably would be some
reselling it.
adjustments. maybe to the pictures and listings because you
I
want to
mean, the
like
ASIN's
tailor
already
them to
active.
the.
The ASIN's already active in Germany. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
sure.
not Germany, but France, Italy, etc. So
So it makes sense because there's
yeah,
not that much more work that's going to require. The only thing I'm thinking pictures wise is if you've got actual text on the pictures in English,
yeah.
you
I mean,
might want to
everyone
get
can
those
read English though.
translated.
Everyone can read English
True,
though.
true. But that might
So
actually give you more of a sales uplift, though. You might see more if
yeah,
you just get someone to go, "Can you just translate that, change that picture for me?"
it's weird, isn't it,
Um,
Simon? Like I mean, because it's weird. I'm thinking I've put my train of thought has gone over the place now. Like obviously after this, I'm meeting one of my friends for a coffee, and he said to us, "Let's go for a coffee," and it was in my head. I was like, "Oh, but I could work." It's weird, innit? Because we
uh,
love so much what we do. You know what I mean? Like we love so much what we do. Where you're just spending any free time that you've got, you're just thinking, how can I make it better? So
yeah,
it's like obviously I understand like seeing people and like going out for a coffee is beneficial with it too. But in my head, I was like, oh, but I could do an extra hour of work kind of thing. I just love it.
yeah,
I just love it. And I think you're in
yeah.
a similar situation. You just love what you do.
Just
It
too
doesn't
many
feel like
things.
work.
That's my problem. I've got too many things I'm doing. So actually, it gets to the point where I overwhelm myself and then doing nothing. Some days I might just have to take a day off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do enjoy. There's so many opportunities. It's crazy. And even just like just doing the private label thing like you're doing right now,
Mm.
you can expand that into 7 different European countries, and then you can go, well, okay, I'm going to do America as well, or whatever.
Well, because
It's
obviously you end up speaking to people when you're doing this. You end up speaking to more people, and
yeah,
the Pan EU, I reckon I could get. No, I reckon. In fact, I know the accountant said to us it's 250 to register for that, 150 for Lucid, and 150 for compliance for Lucy, and 700 quid a year, 700 euros a year. So it's not too expensive. But
no,
from
not
what,
bad at all.
but the price for accounting in America, I think it was 1.5 a month or something like that. 1.5
Yeah, it's
a month.
expensive. Yeah, yeah, it's very
So
expensive.
I'm thinking, well, I could try EU. It's close by, you know. I mean, like worst case scenario. There's just, I mean, just Germany alone, you already got 80 more million people you're selling to,
Yeah,
kind of thing,
yeah.
automatically. Um,
Yeah, a lot
and
of people look to America from the UK, but I
yeah,
think Europe's a definite natural transition to go to, especially with all the stuff that Amazon offer you.
yeah.
There's nothing like that to go from UK to America that I'm aware of. So it's a whole nother store. You have to do it 100% remotely as well. So how
I've
are
been
you going
getting
to
a
do
few
your
emails.
returns
I've been getting a
and?
few emails, you know, from for selling to America from
Okay, cool.
Amazon.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it's weird. It's weird.
They obviously, yeah, feel like it could work out there. Obviously, it's just a lot more work to move to do your
Yeah,
business in America. I'm not saying don't do it, but Europe is way easier. Like say, you've got EFN off the bat you can do, and then obviously Pan EU when you
yeah.
get to that point. But yeah, you need to obviously make sure your Chinese sellers or supplier is
To be able to sell
able
to
to
Europe, yeah.
is going to let you pack it and send it to
I mean,
Europe.
I bet they might even sell him by truck, send it over by truck from China, because
Yeah,
obviously they've not got to. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, they might send it by
yeah,
truck straight to Germany, and so it doesn't need to go by boat if that makes sense. So I'll ask him a few quotes because, especially my best-selling products, I thought, well, why not try them in a different marketplace too? If they're selling, I mean, and we're talking, Simon, I'm selling something here, say for example, for 5 quid, and in France it'll sell for 18 after
yeah.
fees. You know, so
There you go.
they
It's
are paying,
crazy.
yeah. And when comparing the price of other people selling in Europe, I reckon I could even undercut with the pricing, if that makes sense, of the
Yeah,
product that I'm selling. But yeah, it's
but
interesting. Obviously, just constantly adding stuff into Amazon. I'm still doing a bit of
mm,
OA on the side. Really, a bit of RA. I'm doing the unique bundles now too. That's quite interesting. But I'm doing unique bundles with private label, Simon. So
yeah,
that's, I think, that's been quite beneficial for us. Maybe that's why, because I'm able to add them to my Amazon store. I'm able to um, use listings that I've sold out, maybe potentially, or it wasn't that beneficial and I've sold out, but I've got like 20 reviews and I've been able
yeah,
to add a new product and automatically that product's got 20 reviews on it.
yeah. That
Um,
helps.
and it's all about just downloading and uploading spreadsheets. That's how easy it is to upload variations on Amazon. Just
Yeah,
upload and download spreadsheets, and suddenly, I mean, you could now have. I've seen many videos in the past saying that you could get your 30 van reviews from one product, 30 for another, and then suddenly make a one listing and get 60 reviews.
okay,
And you can physically do it. And I've been doing it myself, you know, adding the reviews. On a side note, I wouldn't do Vine ever again. Um,
okay.
Waste of money, Simon.
That really
Waste of
was
money.
that.
Because, I mean, you're giving someone a free product, yeah, and they're still complaining about how expensive it is. You're giving someone
Okay.
a free product, and they give you a 1-star review, and then you look through the reviews they've given, and everything seems to be a 1-star review on everything. Um,
Hmm.
when the majority of people give you a 5-star, then the big one is, Simon, if your item is a potato, it doesn't matter how many reviews it's got, it'll still be a potato.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, from the products that I've got, I wouldn't say it's made any difference at all. The sell through rates, really
Yeah.
at all.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, that's a good tip for someone new to private label. Don't bother with
Yeah.
Vine, then
I
I
mean,
guess.
I'm very lucky, like, at the moment in time. Obviously, as I'm doing this, I get to meet you. You know, what I mean, I get to meet other people that you trust on the Amazon space, and you can ask him.
Mm.
By the way, can I get a review? Kind of thing. And it makes a big difference when you're starting to trust someone that you know they're not just going to go to your store and have a look at everything. What the heck are you actually selling? That's a massive. Of course, worst case now. You know, what I mean, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
absolutely. Yeah, reverse stalking people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what people do. That's what sadly,
yeah,
that's what people do. I don't know if you remember, was it 6, 7 months ago, how someone created a software. Was it called Sniper something? And basically, it notified you when an ex-seller added something new to their inventory, and they were
yeah.
selling. This is the best thing. It's like, and they got
It-
crucified. They got crucified because
so
that's
that's
everything
interesting.
wrong.
So what was it called? So
Is it Sniper something? Was it Sniper Snake or something like that? I mean, it makes sure to
because
got snake.
there's a YouTuber that I watch in America. I can't remember his name now, but he just released that software in America as well. I think it's global, and I'll confess, by the way, I've created this for myself as a tool for myself, but I didn't want to release it because I felt like it would ruin FBA. So it's just a private tool for myself, and to be honest, I never use it,
Yeah,
but I do track number of stores that I reverse sourced in the past, because obviously I was a software engineer, so I can code this stuff pretty easily. But yeah, I was like, you know what, I probably could sell this and make 5, 10 grand a month, but I was like, it'd ruin Amazon for
yeah.
everyone.
Well,
But at the
imagine
same time, though,
that's what
people
we're
are going to put
doing.
it out anyway, aren't they?
I
So
need to find what it was called, but literally that's sort of what it was. You just gave him the ID, and then he just notified you when they brought a new item. And then,
yeah,
because they received so much hate, Simon, the response was, "Oh, we've done that just in case. We've also stocked the item, so we need to sell it out because we know
mm,
we're going to brick it. They're going to brick
okay,
it, and X, Y, Z kind of thing." So,
interesting. So maybe I
yeah,
shouldn't release that software.
it was back in the days where I still was a
Yeah.
bit on Twitter. I
I'm
can't
surprised more people haven't actually released that. Like, I haven't released that out into the wild because, yeah, I thought it might ruin Amazon. But at the same time, it's just going to happen. And
It
like I
will
say, this guy
happen.
in America has done it, so maybe I should just do it anyway. It doesn't I mean all it means is it's not that great anyway, really, because like you then have to then find the product,
Yeah,
and oftentimes these things are on sale for a short period anyway. And the way to combat it is basically just hold your stock until the sale's over for
yeah,
whatever it is, and then so it's easy to combat as well. It's not actually that useful. Like I
it's
say,
not
I've got
dangerous.
it, and I know I didn't actually find it all that useful, to be honest. Yeah, I thought it'd be amazing when I coded it up, but I maybe find like a few items. I was like, yeah, it's not that great, really.
Looking at
So,
the camera, I know we're half an hour
and I
in.
know there's other people out there that have had custom coded for themselves as well. I actually randomly spoke to some guy. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've got this software which tracks people, and I get notified immediately." So it's out there, but most people use it privately. So your camera was fine, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's all.
I just thought it was going sideways, if that makes sense, and then I've turned the thing off.
Yeah, fair enough. But
So
yeah, it's interesting. Well, let's carry on from
yeah,
now, basically. So
yeah,
yeah, there's so much opportunity out there for software. It's insane in Amazon, and like the store stalking one's a great
yeah.
one. I created AmazSeller.com, like an inventory tracking one. There's so many opportunities out there. I feel like I do need to get into software a bit more, but again, there's so many opportunities in Amazon. It's kind of insane. Too many things to do. That's the
I
problem.
know.
Um,
It's a lot of things, isn't it?
yeah, it's definitely a mistake to focus on too many things. I think doing one thing is the there's whole books they're like called the one thing, for example, or
It's weird though, and
um,
because then obviously if I'd focused on one thing, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this with you. You know what I mean?
true.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
I guess the
Um,
main thing I always say to myself is everything I do is focused on FBA.
yeah, I
There's
guess.
so many, but yeah, like obviously private label. I'm getting into that. I do
So what's
OA.
happening? Has is your brother getting into it or no? What's he
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. So right now we're doing a unique bundle. We're just getting the packaging all. We've designed the packaging now, so we're now just getting some quotes for the printing. So it's going to be a
Trademark?
nice box. Trademark. I mean, we should be 4 weeks away from that coming in now. I think they
Nice.
said it was fine. It should be okay, but now we need to wait for that period of where people can
Yeah, yeah.
object. So that's the main thing. I didn't want to create a generic listing and then convert it
From
because
what I've heard, it's become a lot harder. Yeah, it's
yeah,
become quite
Adam
hard.
is really struggling to do that. Again, we've mentioned Adam before.
Yeah,
He's really struggling for his one where it's generic to change that to the brand. So I don't want to go through that whole process. I'd rather just wait till we've got the trademark, create that thing on the store, and then yeah. So yeah, that's going well. I'm looking at some other products from sort of China as well. He found a great product actually. It's like an outdoor related one, so it might be
nice.
good for summer. Which looks pretty good. I obviously did the call with Helium 10 lady, Carrie. Again, you can check that out on my channel, guys, if you want. And she just talked through how to find products on Helium 10. Kind of crazy. It's a crazy tool, Helium 10, really. The amount of data and stuff that's available on there and all the
It's
tools
very
they've got
accurate too.
is,
It's very, very
yeah,
accurate too.
it's
Because I've
just,
seen the revenue for my store, you know what I mean,
yeah,
or the items that I'm selling, and yeah, it's that, if that makes sense.
scary.
Yeah,
I wonder if they get the data from Amazon. They must have a deal. It's like with Keeper. How are they getting that? They must have a deal with Amazon or doing something. They must have access. And it makes sense for Amazon to offer that for certain providers,
yeah.
I guess, because obviously it helps people get onto the
Well, I don't know if
platform.
you've noticed some apps have got a new badge. They're like Emerald apps now, aren't they? If you go on the authorized apps, some
Oh,
apps
I've
are.
not seen actually.
Yeah,
No.
so if you go on your authorized apps, you'll see some of them are Emerald. So I don't know. It just means potentially extra. They've been
Interesting.
tried
No,
and tested, kind of thing.
I've not
Oh,
looked at that to
speaking
be
of,
honest.
you mentioned Joe Lister earlier. I think Joe Lister are stopping doing Amazon,
Oh, really?
or
Wow. Okay,
or
that's not good.
or Amazon's removing them, something like that. Somebody spoke to us the other day. Um, so
That's not good. I'll check out their blog now and have a look.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not good for them, is it? Because that's probably their biggest.
Mm.
I don't know why you'd use it.
Well,
I guess
when I
Shopify.
spoke to the owner,
Yeah.
was it 2, maybe even 10 months ago, they were saying they were trying to shift focus to Shopify, so list it more Shopify, but it would make sense to just connect your Amazon too at the same time, because then what a better way of
Yeah,
using your Amazon inventory to fulfill your Shopify orders?
exactly. You still need the Amazon link because that's the whole
Yeah,
point. It takes your Amazon inventory and then you can sell it to all these different
yeah,
channels like Shopify, eBay, whatever.
exactly that.
So if you lose Amazon, then what's the point? That's
The
weird.
the
Okay.
By the way, the cost
Yeah.
of fulfillment by Amazon has increased quite a lot, if you're doing that side. So for
Okay.
eBay, I don't know if you've noticed, I know it's more automated with your lister, but I would say potentially it's increased by a quid, the fulfillment fees to
I've not
send
noticed that. I've not
yeah,
sold too much through JoeLister recently, but one thing I have noticed though is creating shipments that the UPS cost has gone up slightly, like 5p. So I think
adds up.
a standard shipment below 10 kilograms was 286, and that's 291. So not obviously much, but obviously
Adds
that
up,
adds up.
man. Adds up, yeah, it adds
Certainly
up.
adds up for them when they've got millions of packages a day.
Yeah,
They go,
it
oh, let's
adds
put
up.
5p on there. And it's like, oh, we made an extra £1 million a year, whatever it is.
It adds up.
Yeah, obviously it adds up for us as well. So, but yeah, obviously with Amazon, unfortunately, and anything in life, the cost always goes up. Prices always go up; they never come down.
I
So,
know.
if you're running a razor thin margin business, it's not going to last for long. Basically,
Do you factor when you're sourcing, do you ever factor the cost of, inbound shipping?
No.
No,
So
same
actually,
here,
interesting.
I don't do.
Someone asked me actually in my Discord group about that. Actually, I was like, the only time I do consider it is if something's really heavy or really big that I know I'm only going to get one or
1
two
or
in the
2,
box.
yeah.
In that case, I do because at that point it's like it's going to cost like £2 per item. So I don't really sell big and bulky items really.
Say
But
for
yeah,
like
that's
printers back in the day with the printers, you could send 3 printers in, then you would
yeah.
factor it in. Yeah,
So
same.
yeah, so that's the only time I'd factor it in when it's like that basically where I'm only going to get so something small. I know some people do, but it's like, well, I can fit like 100 in. Am I really going to divide
I
286
know,
or
exactly.
291? It's not really worth it. But
No.
obviously, it comes off at the end when you do your analysis at the end, like of the month. You can see
Yeah,
the cost, and that just entire cost comes off the gross profit basically. That's the total cost rather than doing it on an individual
yeah.
basis. So I don't include prep fees in my like individual item cost. I factor it
You add
in
your
my head
yeah,
when I do
and
it.
you add the invoice afterwards. Yeah, I'm exactly the same
Yeah,
thing
so
when I
it's
used to do it.
it's the total at the end of the month. It's like, oh, let's say prep costs £1,000. That'll come off the total profit basically,
Yeah,
rather than doing it on an individual basis because that gets way too tricky. Some
yeah.
need polybagging, some don't. Some are sticker removal. It'd just be a nightmare to keep track of. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good
And
idea to do that.
have you sent anything to the new prep, the Squific one?
I have not yet. No, I need to
Yeah.
do that.
I haven't
So
either, actually, to be fair. I just because it's just the gas has been an absolute bombsite with getting
yeah,
I told you. I told you. I mean, obviously, I don't think I spoke to people, but the parcels that got lost from China, they've reshipped. They reshipped it as express, but they arrived at the same time as the other delivery that I had supposed to come with the slow boat. So
Okay.
I've got like double the amount of stuff here. I mean, I was very
Yeah.
lucky them that with the relationship that I've got with them, they just took the hit and they said, "Yes, we'll just send it as express to you,"
Yeah. That's good.
because it was five items to go delivered into Amazon, but only one of them arrived into Amazon. And
Yeah.
when I was looking for the individual tracking numbers, it kind of seemed that they just never made it into the country, kind of thing. They
Mm.
never got scanned. So they spoke to the forwarder XYZ, and they just sent. It's funny though, because like you just think China is so far away. I've just put another order yesterday because it was this very very small item, and I just thought I can add it to my unique bundle. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's about this size, yeah. And he arrived in 3 days from China. He arrived in 3 days. Obviously
Crazy.
express, yeah, 200 units from China, and I thought, well, landed cost 0.40 or 0.35. Um, and that is by
Yeah.
fast shipping. I just thought something to make the bundle instead of selling one thing, well, I'm selling something in my brand, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
difference. That's what
Well, it makes
bundling
it
is, isn't
unique,
it?
doesn't it? That no one else can copy. That's the main thing, isn't it? But yeah, if you
Exactly.
think though, with the world for the past sort of 2 or 3 decades has basically built a logistics chain between China and the rest of the world. So that's
I was
obviously
just like,
yeah.
I just
So
obviously UPS guy came this
it
morning at
wouldn't.
9 o'clock. I was like,
Yeah.
how
It
is
probably
that
wouldn't
here?
happen with any other country, really, but obviously China is like
Yeah.
optimized to the max because obviously everyone's bought everything from China for the past like 2 or 3 decades. Obviously, that's changing now a little bit, but with people moving out of China. But no, so those parcels, then those 4 parcels are lost forever.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gone. They're gone. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't. I mean, obviously they've got my SKU and everything. So if they do ever get to Amazon, I'll be ecstatic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because they'll check in. They
Yeah.
should check in because they've got my SKU on them.
Make some improvement. Yeah.
Again, that's another reason as to why people shouldn't be sending stuff without an SKU label on them,
Yeah.
not just the EAN number. Send an
So yeah, hopefully
SKU.
one day they'll just turn up in Amazon and you'll have extra stock.
No,
Probably
I
not
mean,
going to happen. They're probably going to sell back on Alibaba or
yeah,
who
I
knows what's
know,
going to
right?
happen, or some
But
liquidation site or something like that. But
I got my stuff back, and
it's good
I,
that they covered it all and it's all good.
yeah.
So you know,
It was a bit upsetting because I'd lost my rank by the time I was out of stock, basically, Simon, for it.
yeah,
And it's quite interesting too because this listing I've got about 7 different variations of that listing. I keep adding variations, and the more variations I add to it, the better listing is doing.
okay,
And I've had other items where I'm adding variations, and it just worsens the listing. A variation just worsens. So it's just
interesting.
yeah, it's not always variations. It's not always variations good. It's not always variations bad, kind of thing. You've just got to, I guess, it's trial and error.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess it depends if it's like is it color? Is that the variation, or is it just a
Yeah,
different
design,
quantity
pattern.
or
It's
design?
no,
Yeah,
I've got pattern. I've not
okay.
got anything different with quantity actually. That'd be quite interesting to do. Quantity be super easy.
Yeah, as long as it makes sense, then sure you can do like two
I tell
pack,
you
three
what I did.
packs.
I got some wholesaler stuff arrived, and because I've been ordering from Cogita quite a bit because they had the code off and
Mm,
the £100 off for us, and it arrived in a 6 pack, and I just scanned Amazon, and the 6 pack wasn't available on Amazon at all. So what I did, I was able to create a listing under the brand name, the actual brand name, for a 6 pack, and it went the amount I've had what 10 sales on it from unrank to it's gone to
mm,
15k rank. It's got festival automatically because I put the brand now at the bottom. You see suggested brand, obviously a very reliable brand XYZ,
yeah.
and it says top selling kind of thing, most wished for, or newest starter. All these benefits you're getting, and I'm the only seller. So
Okay,
that's
so you create a listing under the other brand, like Apple, for example.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
exactly.
You can do. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, cool. Because I've got some products that I do need to do that with. I wasn't sure how it worked with creating a
So
listing under someone
only
else's
thing you've got
brand,
to do,
but
so you're creating the listing, and then Amazon will say to you, you need to provide documentation, or not documentation, sorry, images, real images. That's the big one, Simon, real
yeah.
images. And then Amazon will say, yes, okay, you can do it, or no, you cannot do it. I think three
Okay,
out of four times I've had yes. There's been occasions where they've said to us, no, you're not able to list under this brand, kind of thing.
okay,
But
interesting.
yeah, the majority of the time it's been
Cool.
okay.
because you probably find that most listings on Amazon are created by someone else anyway.
Yeah.
I've definitely got some items where I bought I bought them and then they're not on Amazon, so I need to just sat in my warehouse right now. A warehouse
Well,
locker.
I've done that with
But
action figures that I thought, well, somebody
yeah,
will want this action figure. You know, what I mean, somebody will
that's a.
want.
I think that's a really good way to do it because then, like you say, you're the first one on there. It's going to take ages for people to recognize it, and also as well, like, if it's a good brand and people are searching it, it's just going to go up the rankings. Like,
Yeah,
and to be honest, you could even do PPC on it because you're the only one
yeah,
on
you're the
there.
only one.
And as soon as someone else jumps on, you can either carry on doing the PPC because you probably have the buy box a good percentage of the time.
Yeah,
Because I know Amazon definitely for a lot of products favor the first person on there, and they look at quantity, they look at how long someone's been on there, how often they're in stock, how all that kind of stuff. So even then, PPC might be. I've always thought about doing PPC on that. I'm like, oh, I own like 80% of the buy box. Should I do PPC? I know other people might benefit a little bit from it,
yeah.
but it's kind of an interesting one, really. But yeah, it's kind of I've not done it, but yeah, it could be a good way to boost sales, I guess, on an item. And yeah, some people it might spill over to some other people, but Amazon's weird though. Like, why do they not offer? They could make so much money if they let you do PPC on someone else's listing. Like, so there's 10 sellers on there,
Well, you're the
but
only one in the buy
obviously,
box.
yeah, exactly. Well, not the buy box, but like when they click through there, you get the buy box. That makes perfect sense,
Yeah,
doesn't it? Like, they could make loads of money doing it that way, I guess, but they don't. Amazon's weird though. It's like it's like you're on a listing, let's say for Clinique or whatever, and then the listing has a violation in the title that you're in trouble for that, even though you didn't create the
yeah.
listing.
Even though,
That
yeah,
makes no sense. And they
trademark
say, oh,
misuse.
even though you're not allowed to edit it or change it, it's your responsibility. It's such a weird system. Yeah, I've had a few of those recently. It's like, oh, as a seller, you're
It's bananas,
responsible
and then it
for it.
stays on your account for 6 months too.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just so strange because
and
like
it's
there's nothing. I'd be like, yeah, I'll change it, no problem, but they won't let you change it. So how
yeah,
can I be responsible for that? Makes no sense. Yeah, weird. Um, Amazon's a strange system that obviously they didn't design it from the ground up to have like third party sellers, and it's like all these things are being bolted on.
it's quite
Um,
interesting. I think it's a book. I didn't just figure out what the book is called. It talks all about how Jeff Bezos created Amazon, and it
yeah,
was very, very nice read to read through. It was back in a day where he actually goes through even a process where they were stealing the data from private label products at the beginning, and they were then launching their own products when that's what they were doing, and
yeah.
they got the fingers, they got the hands
Well,
smacked
the
basically.
everything store is it?
Yeah, I think it might be that one. Yeah, the everything
Yeah.
store. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, they were very naughty, Amazon, back in the day. They've stopped it now, I believe. But yeah,
Yeah,
there's been some horror stories where people have built up huge private label brands. I remember seeing a story about a guy, he created his own camera bag, like, DSLRs and stuff like that. It was really good quality and stuff, and Amazon just totally ripped it off. And obviously, then not only that, then they started punishing his listings. So,
wow.
because they want to get the sales. And it's just like so naughty. It's so bad. I think they got a lot of flack for that, and as they should have, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
they did.
really naughty of them.
But they
Like,
could go in and see what sells, and then copy the same. They copy the item.
exactly,
That's what they were
yeah.
doing.
So, and I think the guy, because his one was like $100, and Amazon came and did it for 30, but the quality wasn't the same. It looked the same, but what the quality wasn't the same. And so then you give people that choice, I suppose. But then I think they just weren't. Then his listings weren't showing up as much anymore. So,
Wow.
or when someone searched it, their one was at the top. The Amazon one. That's just so naughty. But I think they've definitely stopped that now. I think there's a few years ago. I remember them saying they're getting out of the private label business for a lot of stuff. Amazon. So, because yeah,
That's
that's
all.
so bad.
That's
Imagine
all.
building up a really good brand on Amazon. I mean, they're getting a cut anyway from the bloody sales. Is that not good enough for you? Like, your commissions and stuff. I mean, it just seems silly, really. Anyway, yeah, very naughty. So I don't think you have to worry about that now, but yeah, very naughty of them.
Oh. So
um,
I was just thinking there too. I'm just looking at my phone there, and so obviously we have quite a lot of conversation with YouTube and everything. Have you found recording with two cameras?
I haven't done it yet.
I mean,
It took me ages to set it up. I couldn't because my two things are vertical. It's actually quite tricky to set up two cameras because, like, okay, I've set up a camera there now. I've finally got it to a good angle that works, but there's a light behind me. I might be able to change. I don't know. I probably can't turn it on now, but that you can't see now. But obviously, when that camera, you can. So
oh,
you then
got
have to
the
then create your studio to the point where you can do two different or three different angles. It's kind of.
So it's gonna be all about like you turning, it's like talking over there kind of thing and turning it
So my
around for
plan
you.
is not to necessarily talk both. It's just to have it as a different angle, and the whole point being behind is that it just, for some reason, you get more attention.
Yeah.
Apparently, when you just keep switching up. If you watch like any kind of popular video, you'll see it jump cuts every like 5 or 10 seconds. Like it's crazy the amount of, and it's just nuts. They're to different scenes or B-roll or whatever. Basically, it's always jumping, and it
Well,
just keeps people
yeah.
interested. So I've not done it yet. I've been quite lazy this week. I've only done that one video. I need to do more.
It's one of the reasons to why I want to tidy the garage, because that'll give me a bit more flexibility to move around the garage. Because when it comes to, obviously we're doing Amazon, yes, we're trying. I mean,
Mm,
you excelling with Amazon too. Myself, I'm trying to do private label. We do want the YouTube thing too. So for
yeah,
me,
yeah.
I've noticed, and when I was talking to you, how when I'm standing or when I'm on my whiteboard, I'm getting a lot better retention than me just sat in front.
Yeah, just doing
Um,
different. I've actually tried thinking of setting up a scene in my living room, and then
yeah.
maybe doing. There's a guy called Stephen Graham, and maybe you've seen him on YouTube. He does like finance stuff. He's like an
Oh, I think I have.
ex-realtor.
Quite a young, yeah, quite a young
Yeah,
guy.
young guy. He's got loads of subscribers, but he
Have
just has two sets, and he basically swaps between them. So he's got one where
oh,
he's got a little T-Rex thing on his desk, and then there's another one in his living room. And he obviously scripts his videos, and then he
mhm.
just does. He'll be like say one sentence in one scene, and then he'll move to another scene and say the other sentence,
Interesting.
and then obviously just put it together. It just keeps it interesting, and that just helps the retention. But you mentioned in your videos, you just went straight into it with I guess you didn't do like hi, hello, my name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
you
straight
just went
into
straight,
it. The
and
retention
then
was
your
just,
retention rate was massive,
yeah, 80%,
uh,
80%,
which
and
is
I've never had that.
nuts.
I've
Yeah,
never had
so
that.
it's a good tip actually. For that, so
So
next video I might do that because I'm doing all this stupid intro and stuff, and you could maybe introduce yourself further into the video, maybe
yeah,
if you
what
really
I've
want
noticed
to.
also, I've noticed some people, what they do is they have like the main part of the video. They'll have 10 seconds of it at the beginning just to get people hooked, and then
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pick an important point out of the
yeah.
video or something that's interesting and show that. Yeah, that's
Uh,
another trick
I,
as
I
well. There's
just
so many
I
tricks
just
you can
want
do.
to have the garage available, and I would like to do maybe some packing video. Obviously, I reckon I could have maybe one video a month of just me picking orders, kind of thing, and packing them.
Yeah,
Because I mean, I just still like it. I still like it. You know, I mean, that side of it.
yeah. I
Really.
mean,
And
I've in my Discord, I've got like a video little request sort of thing, and one guy was like, "Oh, can you do a video on how you like pick and pack and stuff like that?" But I don't want to give away my store, so I don't want to show my products. Because obviously,
yeah,
if I show one, I mean, you can always see some here. Like you can then, as soon as this goes onto the Amazon, they'll be able to go on there and look at the 20, 30 sellers and see who I am. And you
yeah.
can see the history, can't you? The entire history of that listing. But yeah, I
I
just
don't
try
even
to
think.
avoid.
For me, I don't even think about it. But I know people just fixate
It's
like
for me though,
crazy.
doing reverse sourcing like is such a right now. I've got a new VA that I'm training, and I've just said to him like, do reverse sourcing now, just to get some confidence going and just
Yeah,
learn the basics of it. But everything he finds is crap because there's too many sellers on there. Everyone's just copying each other, selling the
yeah.
same stuff. It's just so reverse sourcing stupid. And if people jumped onto my listings, firstly, I dominate the buy box on a lot of them, so it'd be pointless.
Oh,
And
is that me or
secondly,
you?
if
Is that me or you? Ice cream.
it's me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so it's just pointless jumping on. So if I told people what my listings were,
Yeah.
then they just kill it for everyone and no one would make any money. Actually, my VA today, I was training him for an hour. He was like, "Oh, is it acceptable to come in and like just even though there's 10 sellers at say £45, can we not come in at £40 and undercut them?" I was like, "No, you can't."
Wow.
No, because everyone's going to price match you, and then no one's making any money. Yeah, because like, oh, because we do that, then you'll get more sales. I was like, no, mate, no.
No, it doesn't work like
So
that. It doesn't work like that.
no, it doesn't, and
It
that's
really doesn't.
yeah. All you end up doing basically is less people. Everyone's going to make less money, basically. So unless you're able to get so significantly cheaper than everyone else, then I guess even though it's quite naughty, you could do it.
But
But
then why not get the more profit? You know what I mean?
exactly,
Why
yeah.
not stay
So
and get the more
unless
profit
you
from
were
it?
you were literally getting it so cheap, no one can ever touch your price, and then you can capture 100% of the buy box. We're talking like a mythical scenario here that doesn't really exist. Yeah. So, but at the same time, yeah, why not? And let everyone
Yeah.
else sell out, and then just keep the price high. So because then Amazon will punish you later on as well. Another thing to look at is like the history of the price. So and the number of sellers and stuff. So if it's had a history of selling for like £30 or whatever, and then you put it to 45, they're going to kill the buy box on you.
Yeah.
So So yeah, it's because
It's
obviously
quite
Amazon.
annoying. That price thing is quite annoying, isn't it? I've had some collectibles where they've been out of stock for a long, long time, and I'm sending it in, and it's like
Yeah.
you cannot sell it for that price. Like, no, I have sold it for that same
Yeah,
price 2 months
exactly.
ago.
Yeah, it's really annoying
Oh,
they do that. So you have to kind of, I guess, slowly drift it up. I guess I'm not sure how you do that,
yeah.
but yeah, sometimes Amazon. I've had one in the past where what was it? It was something like I can't remember what it was now, but anyway, I was trying to sell it for like £18, and they said no, that price is too high. But I'm like, Amazon's at 20, and there's other sellers there. For some reason, it glitched on me. It just wouldn't let.
Wow.
And every time I put the price up, I had to then sell it for like 14. When I put it back up to 18, even though Amazon were at 20, they're like, no, that's too high. We're going to deactivate your listing. It's such a strange one. I opened a case and they said, "Oh no, nothing we can do about it." They're useless support, aren't they?
No, they
Absolutely
are. They
useless.
are. They really are. I had one
Um,
when I was selling one, and the retail price for the collectible was 140, and they
yeah,
wanted me to sell it for 35 quid because there
yeah,
was a different seller at 35 quid. I was like, no, the retail price. So I had to go and get the details from the wholesaler and the supplier and everything. And said this is the price, and they allowed me to list because I knew that even
okay,
though it was selling for 35 quid here, I knew in Europe they were paying 120. So
yeah,
that hence as to why I wanted that fight, and it did sell. All of them sold in Europe for 120.
nice.
So I do fight a
There's
lot more now. I think that comes with experience. After a couple of years, obviously when you start Amazon, the last thing you want to be doing is Amazon snooping around. You're thinking, oh, I don't want Amazon
yeah,
snooping around my store, kind of thing. But now I'm just fighting it. I thought, stuff it, if that makes sense.
yeah,
I'm right. I will fight my case.
yeah. If you got the
Really,
information and stuff right, yeah. So
yeah.
that's good. Good.
Mm.
Yeah, Europe, great. I don't sell enough into Europe. I need to sell more. I need to start
Mm.
sourcing stuff with the mindset of, can I? Okay, it might not be good for UK. Is it good for Germany? Is it good for France?
I mean,
No,
I bet you
Germany's the
could
main
do.
one.
I bet
You
you
know,
could do. Oh, have I done it again? I've kicked my screen again.
it's
What
all
an
good.
idiot. I've done. I must have got something. And this must have a cable that I've just kicked a few times here, and it's just knocked the whole screen out. Let's see if I can.
It's okay. You don't need to shut. It's still all right.
Oh no! I just need to move the thingy. I just need to move the because the screen's black. So I don't know. I mean, if it's recording. Good grief,
Yeah,
mate!
it's all
What an
good. Well, you
idiot.
can always cut it out, can't you? It's fine. You can cut it out. Yeah, you've gone
Yeah.
down slightly in the screen, but it's still fine. Like the camera's moved slightly, but you're all right still. It's okay. So you can see more Lego now.
What an idiot! I am
Uh,
such an idiot. I just don't know what I'm doing. I've just kicked it and it's just gone. I kicked
it's
it and
all
it's
good.
just gone completely. So it must be. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
Um,
But
but I
yeah,
know
going
what
back
was
to
I
the
saying?
multi-camera thing, yeah, like if you sort your thing out, you have a Lego in the background, people like that kind of thing. Makes it more interesting for
Yeah,
YouTube, I guess. But yeah, it's yeah, I'm trying to set up a few more sets, I guess. Just difficult though. Like I'm not one of these people that likes to like create a different like. I like it having set up so I can just sit down and record. I don't want the
yeah.
extra effort of
I'm
like
exactly the same. I'm exactly the
having
same.
to do a different set every time. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to set this up exactly so I can just press record because it's. I mean, sometimes it's hard enough to create the video as it is without having to deal with the lighting and stuff. Um, but no, are you
That's it.
still sorted?
Uh, I think what I've done, yeah, Pep. I've just turned off the other camera. I've just turned off the other screen. I don't know what I've
Okay,
done.
fair enough.
I generally did not want
It's
to.
fine.
I've just kicked it and it's gone. So I'm just on a different screen now. But
So I was going to
all
ask
good.
you. So this video you did on YouTube that had an 80% retention at like 30 seconds. What video was it?
It was the eBay. So obviously,
Okay.
eBay changed the thing with the clothes,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, there's something I can talk about. There's something people would be interested, and just put my view across too. And it's
Yeah.
shocking what they've done. Imagine you being a clothes seller. Imagine you be
Yeah.
selling clothing. By the way, guys, all the private sellers that don't pay tax, we're also going to give them no fees too. It's
Yeah.
just insane. It's how are you going to compete with that? How are you going to compete with that? It's
Yeah,
absolutely
so what they've
insane.
done is they've said, yeah, any private sellers on eBay, you can sell clothing now for free,
Yeah,
basically, no
that's
fees
it.
whatsoever.
No fees.
So if you're a business that does use clothing, so you started off as a private seller and then
Yeah.
you built your business up over the years. You've had to register as a business on Amazon, oh, no,
Pathetic.
on eBay, sorry. Um, eBay have now said, well, you now have to compete with people that don't have to pay VAT. They probably
Yeah.
don't pay tax, and also now they don't have to pay fees, which are 10,
It's just
15%.
insane.
Um, it's yeah, it's very difficult to compete at that, isn't it? It's very
What can you do? What can you actually do? You've got to change
and
it.
what's the benefit for eBay apart from keeping people on their platform to sell clothing? But they're not making money out of
They
them.
must be losing so many people that have Vinted. There must be
Yeah.
potentially they're thinking, well, the price might lower it down, so maybe they'll get more people buying. But I guess if they're buying with no fees, aren't they?
Do they have to pay fees for like the payment processing though? Is it literally just no
It
fees?
must be processing fees. There must be some processing fees.
Yeah.
But when I was looking through it, it just said no fees. So, but
Yeah. Fair
anyways,
enough.
no,
That's so weird. Let me just
it's
put my do
weird.
not disturb on. But yeah, that's it's very naughty of them to do that. It just seems, but eBay has always been a bad platform, I think, for sellers. They've never treated sellers very well. So you're going to end, and obviously they've dominated for years now, decades. And you've
Yeah,
had like all these other stores like Yahoo Auction and stuff always died. No one could compete. But now we're seeing a trend of very specific niche selling sites like Depop, Vinted, Whatnot for collectibles and like Funko Pops and stuff. And there's probably other ones out there for like trading cards and stuff that are coming up. And obviously eBay can't compete with those people. So now what they're going to do is just reduce the fees down.
yeah,
But I still don't think it's going to help though, because I think what you're going to end up with is a lot of these specialty auction sites and sales platforms that deal with a specific thing like trading cards or Funko Pops or whatever. Like you've done some Whatnot, haven't you? I think you mentioned
yeah.
Whatnot.
I did because they said to us, if you do 2 hours, we'll double your income up to 150 quid. So I sold 150 quid worth of stuff. So they gave me another
Yeah,
150. That's the only reason as to why I did it, Simon. I
that's
thought,
all
maybe,
right.
you know what I mean, and 150 quid extra. Why not?
I didn't
Uh,
think Whatnot was in the UK to be honest, but because I see all the YouTubers in America, they're always posting it.
It
And
was quite a big push about a month and a half ago, like a massive
okay,
push. Literally, all you had to do is if you did 2 lives and you sold 3 items within 2 lives and 2 1 hour lives, even you would have got whatever you made. They match it up after a month, and that's what I did. I sold 149 quid worth of stuff, and I got
okay.
149 quid
So you
back.
sell it for half price. Make sure you get the sales, and then
Yeah,
they'll,
that's what I went.
they'll
And
pop
literally,
it up for.
I just cleared stock. That's what it was, Simon.
Okay,
Just
it's
cleared
like a
stock.
live auction then. It's like, oh, I've got my
Yeah,
Funko
I
Pop
mean,
here
it
now,
was
and then
the one of the sessions that I did was very, very interesting. Was very nice because I got a few people that were interested in the stuff that I was selling. So they were tagging other people. They were saying, "Come on, jump on the platform." But I do think there's a lot of YouTubers that are doing Whatnot at the moment in time. It's only because they're getting X, Y, Z money. So, for example, if I sent you a link, you can get 10 quid off the order. They get 20 quid back themselves. It might be
yeah,
30, you know what I mean? And that's only me because
yeah,
I get 20 instead of the normal 10, but other people might be getting 40, 50. I know on Instagram there was a massive, like, it's called Reseller Summit. I don't know if you've seen it on Instagram at all.
no, no,
So it's all obviously a lot. I started a lot with eBay stuff, so a lot of my Instagram people are eBay clothes people kind of thing, and there seems to be that Reseller Summit. Um, seems
mm.
to be quite a big one, and they had Whatnot was sponsoring it too. So
Yeah,
it's just a
they're
lot of things.
huge in America now. They sponsor all sorts of stuff like trading cards.
Yeah,
I'm always seeing people. There's a guy I watch on YouTube who does Funko Pop unboxings. I don't know why I watch him. I don't have any interest in Funko Pops, but I just watch him because I
yeah,
enjoy his personality and I enjoy
yeah.
watching it. Just a bit of 10-minute video, whatever. But yeah, he's always saying, he sells his Funkos exclusively on Whatnot.
Wow. So I
He
guess that's
gets,
just getting people on it. Yeah,
yeah, and obviously he gets like a commission and whatever promotions they're offering. But I know it's massive in America. I didn't realize it was in the UK now. But yeah, it makes sense for them to come over here, I guess, for
yeah.
collectibles, trading cards, Pokemon, Funko Pops,
Well,
all that kind of stuff.
one of the guys that I watch on YouTube is called Chase After the Right Price. I don't know if you've seen him.
No,
But
no.
he's just selling Whatnot too. I know Daily Refinement. You know who Daily Refinement is by any
I've
chance?
heard of him. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they were selling on eBay for ages. Then they just basically eBay just banned him because they were saying that he was selling fake Nike stuff. He wasn't, anyways. And now he does like Whatnot, and he's got
Okay.
employees working for him. He's got like 10, 15 employees.
Crazy.
He's on Whatnot 24 hours pretty much. He's got different people doing the sessions and everything. It's like if you see his business is insane.
I think I've
Uh,
seen him before. Yeah, maybe I think I have actually.
yeah,
That's
you can
yeah,
see
that's
what he does.
crazy.
Yeah,
If people enjoy that kind of like live auction sort of environment, interacting with someone as
yeah,
well, chatting to them,
exactly.
asking questions, it's cool actually. It's a cool idea, and yeah, I can see why it's popular. So
Yeah,
maybe I have to look into it and maybe clear some of my junk,
yeah, I know.
some
That's
of
what I did.
my
That's what
stuff
I did.
basically. Just get rid of it and just yeah.
Start all over again.
then you have to pack it and send it. That's the only problem.
No. But I'm thinking when
But,
I get my new packing machine, I think that'll do amazing.
oh yeah, that's cool. Your
Right.
your fancy tape gun.
Yeah, fancy
I
tape
just use
gun.
a standard whatever tape gun it is.
Well, the
So
first year and a half, I didn't even have a tape gun. It was people on YouTube said,
oh
just get a tape gun, Nick. Just get a
yeah,
tape gun. I was like, all right,
you've
okay,
got to
okay, I'll
when you
get
first
one.
start get the proper. I know when you first start, you don't want to spend the money on stuff, but yeah, you got to get a tape gun. You've got to get a label printer, and I'm sure Nick will put all the links in the description for you guys here, so you can get them, like the Mumbin printer and all that kind of stuff.
Have you got an affiliate link for Amazon? Can you run affiliate
Yes,
link? See, I don't have anything, so pass me whatever you want. I'll stick him. I
I
get
do. Yeah,
my affiliate links for Amazon always get my account gets disabled
yeah.
constantly.
So I've heard that as well. Is it because you weren't getting enough clicks or?
So what they're saying, yeah, in the past, but it's because I did it 4 years ago, and ever since that's it. You know, what I mean, ever since. So feel free, pass me your own links. Or may as well
Sure, no
somebody else
problem.
get the
Yeah, I will
money.
do.
May as well somebody gets the money.
By the way, so I signed up relatively recently to do that. But I think there's something called the Amazon Influencer Program, which
That's
is
what I've got. Yeah.
specifically designed for influencers.
Even
So,
Atlanta banned me on that too.
okay. I'll probably get banned as well then because I had not had any clicks through, no
No,
sales
I think
yet.
I was a
So,
bit of a naughty boy too, because for some period of time I was running the keeper pings through
okay, they
affiliate
don't like
links.
that. Yeah, they don't like
No,
that.
so
I know some groups in the past have done that where their links were, and
yeah,
they just they don't want it from there.
no,
I don't know why, but it's really
yeah,
weird. I don't know why they don't like it, but it's very
yeah,
strange. But anyway, because you're telling people to go and buy that. I mean, they wouldn't have known about it
yeah.
without you. So, and then back
So,
in sort of the 2020, 2019 sort of, I won't mention it, that bad period that we had. You will get demonetized, I guess, if I mention that word. Maybe. There was a graphics card guy who was like monitoring all the graphics cards on Amazon, and he had a Discord with like a few thousand people, 5,000 people on
I was
there.
just
And
tracking
he
them.
he used affiliate links. He was making 30 grand a month off those. Kind
Wow.
of crazy. Yeah. Because obviously that's back when everyone was doing the mining and stuff. If you remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, but those were the days.
So the graphics card, every time they went on stock on Amazon, they'd go out of stock. Immediately. There was and people were making a fortune off graphics cards. I know a guy who made well over £100,000 in a year from graphics cards.
Wow.
It was crazy. He had some really dodgy connections. So somehow he managed to get to the point where he was able to always go down to the port, and then the Nvidia people selling them directly to resellers. It was kind of
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, even though they're meant to be going out to retailers and stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
because they
yeah.
were basically willing to say, okay, I'll pay you double because I can sell it for even more than that.
Yeah.
They were basically offloading them directly to resellers for inflated prices, but still leaving enough room for them to make money. Really dodgy stuff. But yeah, he made well over 130, 100, I think it was 130,000 is what he made, something like
Wow.
that. Kind of crazy, really. But yeah, those are the days, eh? Back then, where everything went nuts, didn't it?
It really did, didn't it? It
Everything
really
went
did.
crazy, didn't it? Everything went crazy.
Bananas.
Funko Pops and credit trading cards and Pokemon and just all went
People just
crazy.
didn't have anything to do, did they?
Well, and also they were getting free money, weren't they?
Yeah.
So stimulus checks in America. Everyone got the furlough hit. Not everyone. Some people got furlough. I was
Yeah.
on furlough. It was great. I love that period because it was a bad period. But I was like, you got to have you can either have a negative outlook on life or a positive outlook. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, yes, it sucks. We're stuck inside. You can't do anything. At the same time, though, when am I ever going to get to the point where the government are going to pay me £2,000 a
Yeah.
month to
Just
sit
saying.
around and watch TV? So, so I was like, you know what? It's a pretty good time. I'll take advantage, enjoy it. I got back into some poker for a little bit, and I was watching a lot of hoarding programs on TV. Decluttered my flat a little bit. Fun times.
As you
So
do. As you
yeah.
do.
So what did you? Were you on? I guess you as a teacher. You
No,
no?
I
Were
was
you?
the first lockdown was immense. First lockdown, we just had to send an email out to kids in the morning what to do. Second lockdown,
Okay.
we did work through the second lockdown. We did online sessions, but there was nothing in place the first lockdown, was it? So
Yeah.
therefore, it was just a matter of. I mean, you got to be thinking at the time that probably the guidance was there for the safety of the kids and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
but then after that, they were able to okay it. So the second lockdown, we did work through it.
Okay.
But the first lockdown, it was just a matter of case, Simon, of just waking up in the morning, sending an email what to do, and then that was it.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
I forgot we had two lockdowns. To be honest, that
Yeah.
whole period is such a weird period
Yeah.
in time.
Well, I remember going in. March, and they say, by the
Yeah.
way, see you in September. I was like, what do you mean, you crazy person? See you in September? But it was literally see you September, and then Christmas
Yeah.
came. It was like, all right, see, see you in May or kind of something. It was mad. It was a mad,
Yeah.
mad time. Mad,
It
mad.
was crazy, wasn't it,
It
really?
was a mad
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I was on furlough for 7 months, I think. It
Wow.
was crazy, yeah. It was alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think what I did with my time apart from just waste it. I think I just sat around watching TV and, yeah, I'm trying to think what I actually did, but I can't remember now. I think maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Don't think about it,
I
Simon.
actually I feel like I blanked out a lot of that time.
You did start
But
Amazon, to be fair, though, didn't you? You did start
2000,
Amazon.
no, my first sale was
Oh, so
2022.
you didn't do you didn't do anything during the lockdown then?
No. No, I started Amazon right after I quit my job, so I was still in my job,
Yeah,
obviously on furlough. So no, I didn't. Obviously, I wish I had, but I didn't really know about Amazon back then.
yeah,
So I think I was just doing reselling, like PlayStations, like everyone was, all that kind of stuff. I can't
yeah,
remember, to be honest. Yeah, the whole time was so weird. I kind of blanked it out, I guess.
yeah,
Even though I relatively enjoyed it, even though it was a bad time, I was like, well, you can say be positive, you know. Otherwise, you'd be sat at home being miserable. You may
yeah,
as well be sat at
exactly.
home being happy, you know. So yeah, I think I just watched a lot of TV and stuff. But I don't know about you, but do you watch much TV and stuff anymore these days? Because I just don't have
Uh,
the time. Like, just
I
don't.
mean, I probably an hour and a half before bed with a wife. That's it,
Sure,
really.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the only thing. Otherwise, it's just Peppa Pig is on,
yeah.
and that's it. I don't get to watch TV. No.
Because are you
Um,
something I'm terrible at? By the way, I don't work like a 9 to 5. I literally just work all the time and then
I'm really
just go
bad
to bed. I don't give
if
myself enough time off.
if the little one is sleeping at night time and the TV's on, I'll be on my laptop, Simon. So I'll always find people messaging me on Discord like at
Yeah, there's
nine
always
o'clock,
something, isn't there?
and I'll be on my laptop. Just it doesn't feel like work though, man. It just doesn't feel like when
Yeah,
it's dangerous. That's why it gets dangerous. This is why I said to myself, Nick, you're going out for this coffee today. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
it's so easy to just say, yeah, I'll work. But maybe tomorrow I'll be more energized to just do even more kind of thing.
yeah.
It's
I'm
just
trying
I
to
need to sort the garage out. Though. I
get
really
to
need to.
myself. I'm trying to get to the point where might just try and take the weekends.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Simon. I think it's going to be
Because otherwise,
beneficial.
you end up working at all. It's just like it's kind of dangerous, really. And then you get burned out. I was definitely feeling burned out last week, and I was kind of like just slept a lot.
Yeah,
Um, and then back onto it again. But it's just kind of yeah, because you feel like when you work for yourself, you get that guilt, I guess. Well, I do
it's the
anyway. Where
guilt. It's the Simon. This is
yeah,
exactly. It's the guilt, man. It's you
it's
couldn't have
kind
said
of
it anymore. You're just thinking, oh,
yeah,
I could have spent like 100 quid today. I could have made 100 quid.
yeah, exactly. I
It's
could be
it's
doing YouTube. I could be doing something on Discord. I could be
yeah.
sourcing. I could be doing private label sourcing.
Well,
I
I
could be
played a bit on the
doing
PlayStation 2 weeks ago, and I
yeah.
thought, oh, Nick, what have I just wasted an hour? But you could have done
It is
something.
it is a total waste of time. But at the same time, you do need that time just
Yeah,
to
you do. So
as long as
yeah,
you don't
it's
go crazy and spend like 8 hours doing PlayStation, then I guess it's okay to do an hour here and there. But
yeah,
it is like, yeah, because for me, I'm always thinking like, well, if you want to get ahead,
yeah.
that's an hour extra maybe on your competition or someone you could do working. But you can't work like all the time though. It's yeah, I don't know. I'm still something I'm struggling with, to be honest. Because I'm not at the point. I'm making good money on Amazon. I feel
It's
like
weird
I'm
because you're
not
doing
even.
so well on Amazon. That's the thing.
Do you
It's
know what?
always
I feel
hard.
like I'm doing pretty meh. To be honest, I'm like because my goals are so much higher than what I'm making. Like okay, I'm making 8 to 10,000 a month. That's very nice. But
Yeah.
if you look at how long is it going to take me to become a millionaire from that,
When
it'll
are you
take
going to
me.
pay yourself?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, my bank balance is getting pretty low. Actually, I need to start paying myself. I have to take money out of my savings every month. It's like, oh, you're overdrawn by 50 quid. Like, oh god, take more money out of my savings. Kind of sucks. So oh, that's making 5% now. Yeah, that's gone. So I do need to start paying myself
Yeah.
actually. That's an important thing. I actually think it's important to pay yourself actually. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one really.
I mean, I guess if you're not
But
paid yourself, you can give yourself a bonus. If you're not paid yourself at all this year, you can give yourself a bonus before the end of the
yeah, it's
year.
true. Yeah,
Mm.
so I can pay myself this year, I think, because I've got no other income. So I definitely need to pay myself the minimum of 12,000.
Yeah.
Do that. But then I've got
Even if you just put it back into the company, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly. Yeah. Then obviously you don't get taxed twice on it.
Yeah.
But then obviously got some income from like YouTube and affiliates and stuff that I now put into a separate bank account. So I don't know if you created like a separate business for your, I
I just
guess,
did my sole trading.
media.
My sole trading, yeah. My sole trade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I've
I
got as
put
a sole
it's
trader.
under my sole trader. That's what I've done as
Yeah.
well for now, and then maybe I'll transition it later on. But yeah,
I think I might do a limited eventually for it.
yeah,
And I might find that I create a limited company and run it myself. with the admin side of it, if that makes sense, because I wouldn't be paying myself for that company. It'll just be dividends, so I wouldn't have to be running payroll
Sure.
or anything like that. So it should be fairly, very simple.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah, you don't need doing
so
payroll twice on two
no,
different companies.
exactly. So
Gets interesting when you got these different companies, I suppose.
well,
Thinking of
we have got two companies. Obviously, one of the
yeah,
company myself and a collector for Levels Reselling, and
yeah,
it's just a matter of us. We're just transferring dividends from that company to the other two companies. That's the way we do it.
yeah. Okay.
Um, so
Makes
yeah,
sense, yeah. Yeah, as I just went sole trader, and not that I'm making much money from YouTube and stuff right now, but there's a bit of income coming in from coaching and stuff like that. So
no.
not much, but yeah. So interesting. When's your coffee anyway? What time you got to
Well,
go
it's
out?
3 o'clock, so I'm just gonna
Okay, cool, no
got to get
problem.
myself ready
Cool,
now,
cool,
and
awesome.
yeah. But it's been an absolute pleasure, Simon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm really hoping that this podcast has actually done it and has recorded it.
Oh yeah, you can see if you look at the top right, it says 99% uploaded, so
Right, we're
that means
good.
it's up there. So and then you'll be able to download every single file, and you're all good. So
Good man. No, that's brilliant.
awesome. Well, I hope you
Brilliant.
guys enjoyed this podcast anyway. Check me out, FBA Mogul on YouTube, and obviously Nicholas is already on his channel, so watching it.
Currently on 8,000 subscribers.
Oh,
Currently on 8,000,
crazy! That's nice.
8,037,
I think I looked
8,037,
yesterday and you weren't 8,000, so cool.
8,037, something like that. So
What
yeah.
am I on? Nothing like that. I think I'm on 1,700 or something like that.
That's
So,
amazing though, man. That is absolutely amazing. Seriously.
um,
It took me 2 years.
but to be honest, I did the promotion stuff, which does help.
Yeah.
1763. So I'm no longer going to be promoting now. I've decided I want to do this organically, I think. So
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting all my money that I made from affiliates and stuff into it, but it's promotions. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll buy my way to like 5,000 or something. So, but I want good subscribers. I want people that are going to enjoy
I
my
know.
content. So
No.
before we go there, how is your mentorship going? Thing with the guys?
Eh, the free one?
Yeah, you got a free mentorship
Yeah,
thing
free's
again.
going really well. Like I'm making sure that I create like slides for every week and go through the slides, and then any questions they've got, I do it. It's just obviously it's the admin side. It's going to take them 2-3 weeks to get the account going, the UTR number, the bank
Yeah.
accounts. But I think it's going to go really well, and I think we've got 2 or 3 people that are already like putting leads in the group, like RA leads, and I'm hoping that's going to start pushing everyone else to go out and find stuff. So that's what I want. I'm hoping to get those 15 people just working with each other. Should be good.
Cool. Awesome. That's great. Are you
No.
going to do another one?
I think I will do once I get these going proper running, because then it
Yeah.
should be I know what I'm doing kind of thing. But I'll probably be
Sure.
3-4 months, 3-4 months, maybe
Yeah.
5. But yeah, it's
Well,
interesting.
guys, keep watching. Maybe in 3 or 4 months, or before, or who knows, there'll be another one opening up. So,
Let's see. No,
cool, awesome. Well,
pleasure,
yeah, it's
mate.
great to chat anyway. Awesome.
Pleasure.